have nostalgic feelings for this anime. I bought the Laserdisc in 2000 during my college years, and I got it by merely looking at the beautiful cover. I never knew what this anime was, a completely clueless spy. That's how I discovered my anime, and it never changed. One of the weaknesses I have is seeing a Laserdisc box for one movie or a short anime. Mostly it is a sign that it is something good. The film received multiple Laserdisc releases and 2 memorial box sets. The one I have is the first memorial box that came out in 1990. Beautiful packaging, various jackets, and a gorgeous booklet. My favorite cover art, however, is the second memorial box. It looks incredible. This anime is the definition of premium, and it deserves sets like this and more. There is plenty of history regarding the making of this anime, so I will make it short. Royal Space Force: The Wings of Honneamise, sorry if I said it wrong, is an anime film released in 1987, directed and written by Hiroyuki Yamaga at Studio Gainax. He is the director of Gurren Lagann, worked on Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket, Gunbuster, and Fooly Cooly. The music is made by 4 legendary composers that worked on Ghibli and Hollywood films: Ryuichi Sakamoto, Yuji Nomi, Koji Ueno, and Haruo Kobuta. The director, along with the producer Toshio Okada, the co-founder of Gainax, decided to make an anime film that is different and doesn't rely on fan service. So they went the route of multi-layered themes that makes the audience think after watching the anime. The movie went through production problems and studio interferences, but through all the bullshit and lack of box office returns, it worked well for the studio in the long run. A useless trivia, this anime came out on the same day as the Golden Bird anime by Madhouse, March 14th, 1987, an anime I reviewed on the channel, and believe it or not, they share a similar message, which is the theme of change. The story chronicles the journey of Shirotsugh, a person who failed in life to pursue his dream to join the Air Force and settled for the Space Force, an army division that never went to space, a joke in the eyes of the public. Shirotsugh goes through the motion of life without any care in this dystopian industrial world. He is pessimistic, shallow, and lacks passion, until he meets a spiritual woman in the city, spreading flyers about her faith. He takes a pamphlet and visits her home in the countryside. Being his polar opposite, she affects Shirotsugh in a way that makes him more enthusiastic about space travel and seeing the positive sides of it. In that come struggles and consequences that change his perspective about the purpose of life. Many people I know expected this to be a space action-focused anime, where in reality, it is from the other side of the spectrum, so it can be boring to some going with the wrong expectations. At its heart, this anime is a character study. It's all about Shirotsugh and how his surroundings, like the world, the politics, and his supportive friends, act as tools to help him achieve his full transformation by the end. The story handles these tools with care and depth that resulted in one of the most memorable characters in anime for me. The plot has this build-up where in the beginning, it feels like it'll be a sweet story of a man chasing his dreams. Then it delves into corruption, industrialism, what is more necessary, money for science or taking care of the poor, what is the real human advancement in the grand scheme of things, is it just technology? Are we solely focusing on materialistic progress and not moving away from our animalistic warmongering? The anime tackles all of these questions flawlessly thanks to a well thought out script. The struggle of scientists is abysmal in this anime. No one in this world takes them seriously. Ironically, these people's lifestyles are dependent on scientific discoveries. The people see them as a joke because they don't think there is a need for a space force and uses the "what are you fighting aliens" argument against them. The government treats them as a distraction, politicians being out of touch as they see everything differently from the rest of the world. They don't care about hopes and dreams. Everyone is a threat to them, even if that threat will not do them any harm. They are stuck in their ways, afraid of change. However, the biggest enemy of science is war. It holds science back. Instead of making discoveries that progress humanity, they get stuck in the endless void of human stupidity. They refuse to reach for the stars, put aside their differences, and embrace their full potential. Instead, they self-destruct for their goals of tribalistic agendas. People have this obsession with being on Earth and never dare to cross the line of space, a bird living inside an open cage. There are sides to everything though, and in this anime they show how technology and science are affecting the poor with its excessive fundings, destroying farms and houses to expand the cities, As a viewer, I'm starting to have dilemmas. And this is why Shirotsugh is a fascinating character, as he is the bridge that connects all of this mess. He lives in that modern scientific world, and his exposure to the humble and spiritual life got him to truly see both sides. So he becomes the manifestation of science, philosophy, peace, and what humanity should aim for. He is not perfect. No one in this movie is. They are not idols by any means. We learn from their journey, including their flaws, and if they don't learn from their mistakes, we will by watching them. Sometimes I forget that this came out more than 3 decades ago. No wonder Gainax almost went bankrupt, as this is a timeless looking anime. It is up there with the works of Ghibli and Yoshiaki Kawajiri. It is a moving, living canvas and meant to be seen on the big screen. It's the only way to appreciate the scale of the work it went through, and the Blu-ray undoubtedly achieves that. But that wasn't enough for the team, as they created a world that is unique from clothes, bars, carnivals, money, animals. It is pouring with originality, and that is the hardest part, to create a living, breathing world that works. I don't know if this is a cyberpunk or a steampunk setting. It's distinct enough to be its own thing. The level of care is insane. For example, there are landscape shots that became a focus to emphasize a metaphor to make a specific scene more emotional. I am a sucker for those tiny details. The mechanical designs are better than most robot anime. You can feel every screw moving in those machines. Seeing things crash, burn, and explode is gratifying because of the amount of attention put in those scenes. It is as fluid as anime gets, and the final act is what cemented it as a timeless work of animation. The music team composed pieces that are crafty and unforgettable. It gave me every emotion imaginable, from smiles to tears. All kinds of music are present, like synth, orchestra, piano, and organs. It is incredible, and I happened to listen to the soundtrack more than watching the anime as the years went on. I don't know if it's a well-known comparison, but it is similar to Akira's music with how unusual it is. Maybe it's just me. It is rare to have an anime that does everything right, and most of the time, the music gets the least amount of love, unlike this anime. Endings handled with care and purpose can stick with you forever, and the epilogue is exceptional. It starts with the third act that is intense and nerve-wracking. It is the ultimate test for scientists that no matter what occurs, you move forward. Everything is on the line, tension is building up to the explosive climax, and the anime ends with a payoff that embraces the message it was going for. Hope and dreams is humanity's driving force. It also left me with a cosmic perspective type of sentiment, feeling the serenity of space and that human problems mean nothing. Somewhere far away, we are the distant irrelevant stars. That's when Shirotsughu's metamorphosis is complete. I wish I could have seen this anime in the theater when it first came out. It is a spectacle of a film, and the final act is probably a memorable cinema experience. Shirotsughu's philosophy, originally his father's, is that the gravity of Earth holds people back, and the only way to evolve them is to move to space. I couldn't help but think that throughout this anime, with how it shows the bitterness of this world regarding space travel, and Shirotsugh is the human potential Amuro keeps mentioning. The studio wanted to create something that breaks the boundaries of anime and takes the audience to unexpected territories, not at all related to pleasing them on a superficial level. They respected the intelligence of the audience, and it worked.